evening, Earthlings. Welcome to City vs. Jazz and Poetry virtual performance. The Beat generation had its issues and perceived the rising military-industrial complex as a potential restriction to clear blue skies. My name is Attorious Augustin de Cunta. I'm an MFA candidate at Rutgers-Newark and City vs. Artist in Residence. This evening, the band, Evan, and I are excited to share this enchanting sonic voyage. Grab your tea and enjoy this trek through shared strife and glorious growth.
It cannot come except you make it from materials it is not caught from. The philosophers of need, of which I am lately one, will tell you the people and not think themselves liable to the same trembling flesh. I say now the people as some lesson repeated. Now the lights are off to myself as a lover, or at the cold wind. Let my poems be a graph of me, and they keep to the line where flesh drops off. You will go blank at the middle, a dead man. But die soon, love. If what you have for yourself does not stretch to your body end. Where, without preface, music trails or your fingers slip from my arms. You just heard Balboa the Entertainer from poet, writer, teacher, and political activist Amiri Baraka, formerly known as Leroy Jones. Baraka was born in 1934 in Newark, New Jersey. He attended Rutgers University as well as Howard University, then spent 3 years in the U.S. Air Force, and returned to New York City to attend Columbia University and the New School for Social Research. Many of our Newark viewers may already know this. Baraka's works, like many influential poets across history, have incited as much controversy as inspiration. Often described as incendiary and radical, his poetics evolved alongside his personal and political identity. There's beat poet Leroy Jones jazzing around with Kerouac in the 50s, black nationalist Baraka in 60s Harlem, and the Amiri Baraka who was a Marxist throughout the 1970s. Consider the multitudes of selfhood expressed in his works as a reminder of the spirited, socio-critical, radical, and at times flawed humanity that Baraka presented in his life and his art. And guys I knew in the States, young officers, returned from the front crying and trembling. Gay chaps at the bar in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. Lieutenant William Coach in the South Pacific. We know how to order, just a dash necessary. The length of gaiety and good taste, whether the raillery should be slightly iced or given green or served up hot and lush. And we knew beautifully how to give to women the summer spread, the tropics of our love, when to persist or hold a hunger off, knew white speech, how to make look an omen, but nothing ever taught us to be island. And smart, athletic language for this hour was not in the curriculum. No stout lesson showed how to chat with death. We brought no brass fortissimo among our talents to holler down the lions in the air.
We Are Not Responsible by Harriet Mullen. We are not responsible for your lost or stolen relatives. We cannot guarantee your safety if you disobey our instructions. We do not endorse the causes or claims of people begging for handouts. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Your ticket does not guarantee we will honor your reservations. In order to facilitate our procedures, please limit your carrying on. Before taking off, please extinguish all smoldering resentments. If you cannot understand English, you will be moved out of the way. In the event of a loss, you better look out for yourself. Your insurance was canceled because we no longer can handle your frightful claims. Our handlers lost your luggage, and we are unable to find the key to your legal case. You were detained for interrogation because you fit the profile. You are not presumed to be innocent if the police have reason to suspect you were carrying a concealed wallet. It's not our fault if you were born wearing a gang color. It's not our obligation to inform you of your rights. Step aside, please, while our officers inspect your bad attitude. You have no rights. We are bound to respect. Please remain calm. We cannot be held responsible for what happens to you.
Practices silence, the way of wind bursting its early lull. Cold morning, tonight we go to slowly, without thought to ourselves. Enough to have thought tonight, nothing finishes it. What you are will have no certainty and that you will stay where you are, a human gentle wisp of life. Practice it. Loneliness as a virtue, a single spacious need to keep what you have never really had.
My People by Langston Hughes. Dream singers, storytellers, dancers, loud laughers in the hands of fate. My people. Dishwashers, elevator boys, ladies' maids, crap shooters, cooks, waiters, jazzers, nursers of babies, loaders of ships, porters, hairdressers, comedians in vaudeville, and bandmen in circuses, dream singers all, storytellers all, dancers, God, what dancers, singers, God, what singers, singers and dancers, dancers and laughers, Laughers? Yes, laughers, 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 loudmouth laughers in the hands of fate. My People by Langston Hughes. The night is beautiful, so the faces of my people. The stars are beautiful, so the eyes of my people. Beautiful also is the sun. Beautiful also are the souls of my people. Ode to Other People's Stoops by Attorious Augustin de Cunta. You microphone check of the mightiest giants, the one who always promised not to take our children, held up the aunties braiding baby boy's hair, straight back for the first day. I know many a prayer happened on your own. A last breath check before the house party, streetlight tracker where we better be at home. We eat the best lessons in double Dutch jumpins, discussing Brooks, Baldwin, and the last poems with preacher's reverence, a power in knowing what the books don't teach us, how tattoos are churches, how to suck the marrow out of the bone, how we need to carry our own bikes up the stairs. You held our school shirts while we hooped, and always knew where to meet the ice cream man. Announced our graduations, our babies, and waited for us to come home.
Gwendolyn Brooks was a prolific powerhouse of a poet who trailblazed through American history with a sharp pen and even sharper mind. Born a Gemini on June 7th, 1917, Brooks authored 17 collections of poetry in her lifetime and garnered numerous honors and accolades. In 1950, she was the first Black author to win a Pulitzer Prize in poetry for her collection, Annie Allen. Langston Hughes, in a review of Annie Allen for Voices, remarked that the people and poems in Gwendolyn Brooks's book are alive, reaching, and very much of today. Through her poetry and activism, Brooks was an avid champion of Black people, arts, and Black liberation, favoring publishing deals with independent Black presses such as Broadside Poetry and Third World Press throughout the 70s. From 1968 until her death in 2000, Brooks served as the Poet Laureate of Chicago, Illinois, as well as the consultant in poetry to the Library of Congress from 1985 to 1986. Tonight, you'll be hearing two of Brooks's poems, Gay Chaps at the Bar and When You Have Forgotten Sunday. We hope you enjoy. And when you have forgotten the bright bedclothes on a Wednesday and a Saturday.
And most especially when you have forgotten Sunday.
When you have forgotten Sunday halves in bed, or me sitting on the front room radiator in the limping afternoon, looking off down the long street to nowhere.
Hugged by my plain old wrapper of no expectation and nothing I have to do, and I'm happy why.
And if Monday never had to come, when you have forgotten that, I say.
And how you swore if somebody beat the bell, and how my heart played hopscotch if the telephone rang.
And how we finally went into Sunday dinner.
That is to say, across the front room floor, to the ink-spotted table in the southwest corner, to Sunday dinner, which was always chicken and noodles.
Or chicken and rice.
And salad, and rye bread, and tea, and chocolate chip cookies.
I say, when you have forgotten that.
When you have forgotten my little presentiment, that the war would be over before they got to you.
And how we finally undressed and whipped out the light and flowed into bed and lay loose-limbed for a moment in the weekend.
Bright bedclothes, then gently folded into each other. When you have, I say, forgotten all that,
then you may tell,
then I may believe,
you have forgotten me well. Thank you so very much for joining us again for City Versus Presents the Jazz and Poetry Virtual Performance. It was a pleasure for myself, Attorious, and the City vs. Jazz Ensemble to perform for you tonight, and we're so grateful that you've tuned in. And we'd like to invite you to join us again in the future, as NJPAC Arts Education has so many incredible programs rolling out for you in the coming months. So please follow them online, stay in touch, and we hope to see you soon. Be well, and thanks again. Good night.